Hi, Jackie Van Ruler here, and in today's video I'm going to show you some points on your face and some areas of your face you can work to breeze through menopause with ease. If you're not already subscribed to my Instagram channel, I do post these face maps, so just go ahead and take a screenshot of it and you can follow along with the videos here as well, and then you can start to do them on your own without having to follow the whole video. I'm going to chat a lot about diet first because one of the main problems that people have with menopause is that their diet has been completely contrary to how their body actually makes hormones. And so if you are eating a lot of seed oils, which most people are if you're not completely eliminating them from your diet by looking at ingredients in foods, by avoiding restaurant foods, by avoiding all fried foods, by avoiding anything that's packaged, chips, popcorns, those types of things, you're probably eating a lot more seed oils than you think. And what happens in your body is that seed oils replace cholesterol, and cholesterol is the primary substance that your body needs to make your sex hormones, your estrogen, your progesterone, testosterone for men and women. Actually, women use testosterone a lot too. And so if you are not eating foods with cholesterol, or if you're eating foods with cholesterol and a lot of seed oils as well, seed oils will actually replace the cholesterol, and then your body makes these kind of fake hormones instead of real hormones, and it will really mess up your hormonal balance. I think a lot of people have so many issues with menopause because they have been eating the wrong foods. They've been eating low-fat diets. They've been eating high-sugar diets. High sugars, starches, grains, all of these things. Your body actually does not need any carbohydrates at all to be healthy. You can eat some and still be very healthy, but if you're eating a lot of carbohydrates in your diet, it's going to come and affect you. And it's going to affect you around the time of the 40s and the 50s, which is also the same time that you're going to be going into menopause. Additionally, a lot of the fake estrogen things that are in our society now, plastics, the types of water bottles that you're drinking out of, products that are really high in soybean oils, which is a seed oil, and those types of things can also mess with your hormones. So being really, 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 really careful about what you are putting in your body. And then another thing to think about is in much of our drinking water, we have fluoride and chlorine, and these things can really affect our hormones as well. They particularly affect our thyroid hormones, and the thyroid hormones are a big part of our metabolism, how our liver works, and then that's all tied into menopause as well. So really looking at your diet, you absolutely cannot eat too much cholesterol. I know that that's going to be contrary to everything that your doctor has ever told you, and I know that everyone's going to go, oh my God, what about my cholesterol levels? I can't, have a cholesterol level that's high or whatever. Here's what I'm going to tell you. There has never been a case of a heart attack prior to the invention of seed oils. So people used to eat all kinds of cholesterol. They were eating red meat, they were eating eggs, butter, those things were really high in people's diets. There were no cases of heart attacks until seed oils were invented and became very popular. And as the increase in the number of seed oils on the market and the increase in people's diets, that's when heart attacks and many, many, many other health issues have occurred. So don't feel bad about eating cholesterol. It does not matter if you have high cholesterol. In fact, what they're finding now is that people who have high LDL cholesterol, which is known as the bad cholesterol, and that's also a totally false thing. People have high LDL cholesterol or high cholesterol in general with low levels of insulin, low blood sugars. Those types of things are more likely to live to 100 than people who have very low cholesterol. And in fact, people with very low cholesterol are more likely to die from things like cancers and heart attacks and things like that. So we've been lied to about cholesterol for a very long time. Okay, let's get started with facial reflexology because that's what we're all here for. We are going to start with our kidney points. So corners of the mouth, bring your fingers all the way up to your hairline, and then you're going to come down just a tiny bit. I have a pretty large forehead, so it came down about 1 centimeter or so. If your forehead is shorter, you might be right at your hairline. But you'll feel an area where you might feel like there's like enough of a divot that kind of your fingertips can fit into it. If you can't feel that area, just work this whole area right here and you will get those kidney points. Kidney points are super, super important because they are actually the precursor to your sex hormones along with the liver. And the kidneys regenerate things in your body. So they're going to regenerate bone, they're going to regenerate stem cells, they're going to regenerate cartilage, all of these different things that by the time we're in the age of menopause, we feel like our body can't do that anymore. That's not true. Your body is perfectly capable of regenerating these things well into old age. So don't worry about that. But if we are eating those lots of sugars and starches and seed oils and things like that shouldn't be in our diets, our body's going to have a harder time because it's going to spend more energy detoxifying versus building and replenishing your muscles and bones and stem cells. Next, we're going to work right in the center of the forehead. This is an area for the mind. This helps to turn off an over-anxious mind and gets us out of the fight or flight mode. Coming down a little bit more, we get to point 106. This is a point for the pineal gland. This is really important for hormonal regulation, circadian rhythms, getting good sleep, and also melatonin production, which is a very potent anti-inflammatory antioxidant for the body. Coming down, and here we get to point 26, right between the brows. And this is important for hormonal regulation and for all of the endocrine functions of your body. Okay, now we're going to work the entire reproductive system. We're going to work all around the eyes, which is going to be really good for the ovaries and the breasts. The nose, which is going to represent our uterus. The upper lip, which is going to have anti-inflammatory effects. It's going to affect the pancreas, which is the organ of blood sugar regulation. Also, vagina is up here. And then this is the area where a lot of menopause symptoms will show up. I happen to have some wrinkling there on the lips, so that's just telling me that as I enter into menopause, I may have more issues. Mine have actually faded as I have begun to eat a much lower sugar diet, a much higher fat diet, and my skin's begun to look healthier and actually have had no issues with my period, whereas I'm starting to go through menopause, I have had 0 issues so far, and I hope to remain that way. And then we'll also work this top part of the chest, the chin, which has a little bit to do with the cervix. We're going to work the liver and thyroid as well, but let's get started here working around the eyes. This is working the breasts and the ovaries. So we come directly underneath the iris of the eyes, right on the edge of that bone there, we get the point for the ovaries. Going back and forth in there. If it feels stuck in here, you can just take your fingers and work very, very gently in this area. Coming down to the other side of the under eye, this is an area that's great for circulation in general. It just feels really good, super relaxing area. Working around the eyes is really good if you have any issues with PCOS. PCOS is actually a metabolic disorder that has to do with high blood sugar that disrupts your hormonal regulation. Okay, working above the brows, this is working not only the ovaries but also the fallopian tubes and the upper parts of the breast. Okay, then we're going to work the other eye. If you're noticing a lot of lumpiness or bumpiness or stuckness or stagnation in this area, just repeat it and work it again a second time. Working here right underneath the iris of the eye. I actually have a little bit of a brown spot there for me, and that's telling me that I have a little bit of oxidative stress either in the breast or the ovaries, which is what this point is for. And so I work this pretty regularly. Coming out here to the area for circulation. Working nice and slowly and seeing what you feel. Supporting the whole time with the other hand if you have to. And I'm noticing a little bit of stuckness and stagnation right in this area, so I'm just giving it a few extra rotations there, whether I'm doing circles or back and forth motions, it really doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm going to come in and work the entire nose, and this has a lot to do with your uterus. So if you have any issues with your uterus, fibroids or excessive bleeding or anything like that, you're going to really focus on the nose. Working the entire nose like you're coloring it in with a coloring book. You can use that other finger to support it. When you work this part of the nose here down towards the bottom, this is going to be working other kidney points. And then point 1, which is right here towards the bottom of the nose where the cartilage kind of softens up, this is a point for blood filtration. When your kidneys filter your blood, they can actually recycle hormones and proteins and all the important things in your blood. So if you have really good kidney function, then your body is really good at recycling, and so you don't have to make everything brand new every time. Your kidneys are the organs that determine how fast you age. So if you have really healthy kidneys, you'll actually age much, much, much slower than other people your age. Okay, so now I'm going to come over on the right side in line with the bottom of the nose, and directly underneath the iris of the eye we have the liver. The liver is the organ that makes your hormones. So it takes cholesterol and other products and turns them into your sex hormones. If we go over a little bit more, we get the gallbladder. The gallbladder is a detergent that cleans out your body, so it helps to keep your body clean and detoxified. Many people will go on liver cleanses, and a lot of times these liver cleanses are juices, herbs, or things like these, things that are very high in fructose. Your liver does not like fructose. It stores fructose as fat, particularly if your liver is already in a state of like fatty liver or just not enough energy. So you really want to clean your liver with cholesterol. Cholesterol releases bile, bile cleans out your body, and is a powerful, powerful liver detoxifier. So it is the opposite of everything you've heard. I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but if you are having issues with your liver, the best thing that you can do is go low sugar, low fructose, low carbs, and eat a lot of cholesterol, because that does encourage that cleansing of your liver through the release of bile. Okay, other side of the face, we're going to get the stomach and the spleen. So in line with the bottom of the nose, directly over the smile line, we have the point for the stomach. Stomach is really important for building muscle. It takes the proteins from the food that you eat, breaks it down into building blocks for building muscle, collagen, bones, all those things, and then the kidney actually uses those building blocks to build them and give you energy. As we come up a little bit more and directly under the iris of the eye, we have the spleen. The spleen is the largest lymph node of the body, so it's another powerful detoxifier. Also really good at helping to build red blood cells and getting your body very oxygenated. So super, super important organ. Now we're going to work this whole upper lip, and there are a lot of points on here. The number one point I'm going to show you is this point on the pad of your nose. This point here is an internal air conditioner. So if you are experiencing a lot of hot flashes, internal heat, you just feel hot all the time, you can actually activate this point with your tool. Once you find the spot that is nice and tender, you can just hold it until the tenderness goes away. Additionally, you can take the edge of your thumb, put it on your nose like this, and then push your nose into that thumb and hold that till the tenderness goes away. I'm actually not having any tenderness, so I'm not going to worry about it. But you can do that prophylactically to prevent hot flashes throughout the day. Then you're going to come right underneath of this nostril. This is point 287, and it's a point for lubricating the vagina. So if you're having some vaginal dryness, this is a really, really great point that you can use to keep things nice and juicy down there. Okay. Again, if you don't have a detector, you can actually use the corners of your fingers to activate that. Okay. Now we're going to work right in the center underneath the nose, and this is going to be a point for regulating estrogen and progesterone. And then as you come to the side, we get a couple of pancreas points. Pancreas is going to help regulate your blood sugar. It releases insulin in reaction to high blood sugar. But as we get older, our bodies can become insulin resistant. And so if your body becomes insulin resistant, you can eat more and more sugar, but your body's not able to bring that energy into your cells, and instead it gets stored as fat. This is one of the reasons that when people go through menopause, that they start to gain a lot more belly fat, hip fat, and things like that, is because they're actually becoming insulin resistant. So reducing those carbohydrates, eating more fats, proteins are going to be really important for your diet. And then you can just bring the detector all the way across the lip. They're all some important anti-inflammatory points. Okay, other way, we got a couple of pancreas points right here, 0.7 and 0.113. These are also powerful points for the ovaries, the vagina, and just decreasing inflammation in general. Okay, now we're going to work this upper chin right here. This is getting the cervix. If you have any issues with endometriosis or things like that, it'll often show up in this part of your face. If you're going through menopause and having symptoms, I would recommend doing this at least once a day. You might actually have your period start up again, particularly if your body wasn't actually ready, but you were having some hormonal issues. You might notice that you actually get your period back for a period of time. And then we're going to work this point right in front of the earlobes, and this is a point for the thyroid. Oftentimes, as we're going through menopause, we also have thyroid issues because of the toxins that are in our food, particularly fluoride in our water, other things that affect our thyroid. And also, one other thing that affects our thyroid that most people aren't aware of is cruciferous vegetables. So broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, which I used to love, but I noticed that I didn't feel good after I'd eat them. Those things actually have plant toxins in them that can affect your thyroid. So if you're having thyroid issues with menopause, I would recommend giving those up for a little while and seeing if you notice a difference. Okay, as always, at the end of every routine, we're going to circle our ears. So bringing our detector down the front side of the ear, circle up the back, and come down. Let's do this about 10 times. This opens up the lymphatic drainage passageway in front of our ear. It sets the formula in so it works longer and stronger within the body. The ears are also representative of the kidneys. And again, we've talked again about the kidneys and their purpose in hormonal synthesis, in the anti-aging process, in building new tissues in your body, muscle, bone, collagen, stem cells, all those important things that we need for anti-aging and for just living our best life. Okay, get the other ear, and we'll be done. As always, let me know how this feels in the comments below. If you need to order a magic wand, I will put an email address in the comments below so that you can email Kristen and have her send you one to you. And then if you're interested in learning facial reflexology, I do have my next Pure Energy facial meditation class starting the first week of September, so just a little over a month from today. This is a really, really, really powerful class that can help you with any sort of medical issue that you're dealing with. It can help you with helping that with your family. Many people take it just to help their family out with different medical issues or to start a career in the facial reflexology business, which is really, really, really fun. So anyway, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.